Do you like versing third-rate duelists with fourth-rate decks? Do you like playing bricky, awful decks? Are you also a CEO of a major corporation? And boys, if you haven't figured out what we are doing, we have a deck list for the fan favourite deck. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Play the kaiba clip. So boys, I hope you enjoyed that intro. Anyway, we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile for you. I love this deck. If you couldn't tell, I am a bit of a kaiba enthusiast. Everyone loves this deck. Come on, no one hates Blue Eyes. Okay, people hate Blue Eyes players, but we don't care about that. So anyway, boys, let's get into the intro, and I'll see you at the deck profile. Bye. Habits of my heart, I can't say no. It's ripping me apart. As you can see, is right here. I love this deck. Everyone loves this deck. So let's just get into it. So obviously we're going to start with the main deck. To start off with, we won 3 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Can we just take a minute to appreciate these sleeves? Oh, you got to have Blue Eyes sleeves with the Blue Eyes cards. I run 3 copies of this. Some people don't run 3 copies of Blue Eyes in their Blue Eyes deck, which I think is a sin. You have to run 3 copies of the GOAT card if you're going to play the GOAT deck. Like, Blue Eyes is already not the best deck, right? So you're playing it more for the fact that you love your boy Blue Eyes, right? So you got to run 3 of these. So I run 3 Blue Eyes. Next up is another great card, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. Beautiful artwork on this card. I run 2. You can run 3, but I think 2's alright. Obviously, you can special summon this guy out from your hand if you have a Blue Eyes. So that is that's a very good card. Next up, we have the One Jet Dragon. This is arguably one of the best cards in the deck. Probably not even arguably. This is the best card in the deck. And I would run 2 of these, but they're kind of expensive, so I only run 1. And instead, I'm running a Dragon Spirit of White. I am getting a second one of these. And once I get 2 Blue Eyes Jet Dragons, I will be taking this card out, having a second Jet Dragon. So if you already have the cards, or you're thinking of getting the deck and you don't mind the price of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, I would run 2 of these. But for now, Spirit of White is also good. I mean, you can pop back row of it, so at least it's got a cool effect. Next up, we are running 1 Abyss Dragon. We're not playing the Chaos Max build, but even without that, Abyss Dragon has some pretty cool effects anyway, like you can get a level 8 monster at the end of the turn, so that's always handy. And of course, when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and get more attack. So it's always useful to have this in the deck. I think it's a pretty cool card, so yeah, I play 1 of these. Next up, these are the starters of the deck. So we probably have the best starter, Dictator of D. Also got the coolest name, Dictator of D. So obviously this card's really good. Get your Blue Eyes onto the field with this. Obviously you can discard a card and then get a Blue Eyes out using this. So it's a very good card. The next starter in the deck is obviously Sage of Eyes of Blue. We're on triple of this. We're on triple of both. Once again, another good card. You can get your tuners out of this. Beautiful artwork on this card as well. Always been the GOAT card. You know what I mean? Sage has been in the deck for how long now? And these 2 cards actually pair really well together because you activate 1, get the Stone of Legend with the Sage, then you pop Dictator's effect, then pop Dictator's second effect, discard the Stone, etc. Right? So it's actually really good. So they're the starters, and now we've got 2 White Stone of Ancients. I think 1 is too little and 3 is too many, so I'll go with 2. I do see people running those other ratios, so be my guest. Then 1's White Stone of Legend. Obviously, you can search this card, and you don't really want to draw this. It's kind of a dead draw, so yeah, I only run 1 of these, but obviously get it in the graveyard, get a Blue Eyes to your hand. Next up, we have kind of some extenders. These aren't really pure, but they're really good extenders. So we got the 2 Nebula. Obviously, this lets you, if you kind of brick or you just have some other level 8s in your hand, obviously you can get them all out on the field, get some extra value. We have 1 Chaos Dragon Leviathan. Obviously, this is a really nice card because once you've done all your plays and all your cards are in the graveyard, you can use this special summon out, and depending on if you use dark or light, obviously you get the different effects, but overall it's a very nice card. And there's one other card I would like to say that I would add to this deck. It's just it's kind of pricey. And that card is Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. It's a really nice card. I'll put it on screen now, but the problem is it is 60 quid. So it's around 50 to 60 pounds, so it's quite expensive. So it's not currently in my deck, but I would put one alongside Chaos Dragon of Lioness. And you could probably take anything out for it. You could take out the Spirit of White if you wanted. If you're running 2 Jet, you could take out the Abyss Dragon. You could also just take out any generic other card in the deck for the Armageddon. I do think it's a really good card to run, so I definitely recommend it if you want to spend the money on it. I actually am going to get it because it's my birthday soon. If you didn't know, woohoo, my birthday, whoopee. So I'm going to get it then, and then I'll probably make an updated deck profile when I have that card. But yeah, that's just another good suggestion to run. And then next up we have Triple Nibiru. See, this card's pretty good this format. I was running Ash here, but I generally found Ash isn't the best this format. I don't know, I kind of prefer the Nibiru. Obviously, you can have anything here, right? This is just your extra space. And obviously, Nibiru is a good card. When Super Samurai comes out and Pearly become meta next format, I might change this up. But for now, we've got the Triple Nibiru and the 1 Effect Veiler. The reason you run 1 Effect Veiler, it doesn't really matter how good Effect Veiler is in the format. It's the fact that Blue Eyes can actually search this card out. And being able to search out a hand trap is always very useful. So that's why we run the 1 Veiler. Next up, we have 1 Ultimate Fusion. This is for your fusion cards, obviously. You can run more than one of these, but generally I don't see a reason to. Like, if you draw the card, that's cool, you get your fusion out. If you don't go into them. I wouldn't really waste extra space, because there's not a lot of space in this deck anyway. Next, we got one of my favourite cards in the deck, Return of the Dragon Lord. I'm so glad this card got reprinted, because this card was kind of pricey before the reprint. This is a very good card, obviously. It's like a Monster Reborn for Blue Eyes. Well, for any dragon types, really. And you can also, obviously, banish it in the graveyard to stop your monsters getting destroyed. So it's very useful. I really wish I could run 3 of these, but I don't really have room on, in my opinion. So, but I think 2 is good. I would recommend running the card, though. Next up, we have your draw cards. So we have Triple Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Obviously, this card's bloody amazing, right? You can discard a card and get basically your engine out, right? You can get your Blue Eyes out, you can get your alternative dragon out, you can get your Chaos Dragon Levineer out, you can get your Armageddon out, you can get your Jet Dragon out, you can get everything with this card. And then obviously, because we're playing level 8 monsters, we run triple trading, because why wouldn't you, right? And then finally, we're running 2 Pop Desires. Because obviously, Blue Eyes is known as Brick Eyes, right? Brick Eyes. I've seen people run 1, but I'm kind of a crackhead, you know what I mean? We're Blue Eyes players, come on. We got to run 2. 2 Desires, just in case you brick, and you need the extra draw power. Finally, we move on to the traps of the deck. So we run 1, the Ultimate Creature of Destruction, 1 Ice Dragon Prison. This card's very cool, because you can actually use it as discard, and then its effect activates in the graveyard, allowing you to set it. So you can use this as cost for stuff, right? Because like for Melody of the Awakening Dragon, pop Melody of the Awakening Dragon, use this, get it back on the field, and then you get to use its actual trap effect as well. So this card's very cool. I wish I could run more of these, but I don't think there's enough room. Obviously 1 Ice Dragon's Prison, because this card's generally just pretty good for Blue Eyes. And then finally we run Triple Skill Drain. We run Triple Skill Drain because obviously Blue Eyes is getting power creep nowadays. So any broken card to help the deck can really help. Obviously this card makes everyone's deck pretty much useless. So anyone with more attack usually wins, and Blue Eyes are known to have some heavy hitting dragons. So yeah, the Triple Skill Drain will come in handy for you. So next, boys, we have the extra deck. So we have 1 Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon and 1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. These are your Ultimate Fusion cards, obviously. Tyrant's really good. This card's kind of power creep now, but I'm testing with it. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I thought maybe it'd be handy having more than 1 fusion monster in the deck. You obviously can take this out for like Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon or Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate I can't talk today, sorry. You know, I mean, you can run any Blue Eyes Fusion here, but these are generally the 2 I would recommend. I think they are a bit better than the rest. Then we've got the Synchros of the decks. We've got the Spirit Dragon, the Azure Eyes, and the Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. This is very not common. These are very common trio to have. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run these. Great cards. Obviously Spirit for your tuners, and yeah. Then next up we got the XYZs. This is where it gets spicy. Obviously we've got number 97, number 107, number 100, and number 38 for your numbers. Obviously you got your Tachyon, just a pretty good card. You got your Numeron for your like OTK. If your opponent doesn't expect it, get a big body out. Obviously you got a negate here. We've got Divine Dragon Knight Felgren, obviously another negate. Also a very nice card. Very good looking card, I might say. It's just useful to have. You never know when you want to just be able to negate your opponent. And then obviously we got the one All Cost of the Evening Star. This obviously you can pop your on your opponent's monsters, or obviously like there are a few cards in here that do banish cards. So if you really want to get one of your one-offs back, hey, you can do that. And then we run the one Zeus, because if you run an XYZs, you might as well run Zeus, because this card is amazing. So there's the XYZ, and then finally we've got a few Link cards. We've got one Link Karibo. This Link Karibo, we run a run of these. This is just in case you kind of brick, because a lot of the time you can end up with one of your tuners and then end up bricking. Like for instance, if you end up with a Whitestone Legend in your hand and you don't really have anything else to do with it, like let's say you get like a Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon and then a Whitestone Legend, you can't really do anything with that. But if you normal summon your Whitestone Legend, linked it off for Link Karibo, then obviously this pops in the graveyard, and then you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon to hand, and it can actually help you start a play. So we want to run Link Karibo for that. Then we run one Heretic Seal, obviously good card for Dragon type decks, and then we run one Appaloosa. This can come up, you know, lots of negates, they're always handy. So anyway boys, there is the extra deck. And now I'm going to move on to a few other options that I see other people play that you might be interested in, because obviously your boy, he likes to show you variety. So obviously the first things I want to tell you is I would run 2 Blue Eyes Jet Dragon if I could. Obviously my second Blue Eyes Jet Dragon's coming in the post right now. So I'd run 2 Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and then I would also run 1 Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon in the deck. I'll put them both on screen here. So they're cards I would just say run. I wouldn't even say you could run. And then these are the cards that I say you could run. So you got 1 Small World, 1 Map. You can run this at any ratios you want. So this card's good because this Small World allows you to get out your Dictator of D's, and obviously Map allows you to get out Sage, because Sage doesn't have any attack. So the reason behind this is Sage and Dictator of D together make a really strong Blue Eyes combo. And obviously the deck is kind of inconsistent. Like everyone knows Blue Eyes bricks because of how many high level monsters you have to run. So if you run 3 Sage, 3 Dictator, 3 Small World, and 3 Map, theoretically you kind of run 6 of each card. So it makes the deck a lot more consistent. I personally don't, because running these means you have less non-engine space, so less hand traps, less traps and all of that. So generally, even making your deck more consistent, it can kind of end up just not making it as powerful. But it's up to you. If you like the consistency it brings, then be my guest, get it. Then there's also Summoner's Art. This lets you add 1 level 5 or higher normal monsters from your deck to your hand, so this obviously can just search your Blue Eyes out, so that can be helpful. We've got the Dragon Shrine. People don't really run this anymore, but I'm just keeping it, just saying you can run it. It could come up if you, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but it is an option. Then we have 1 Cards of Constance. I wouldn't run more than one of these. It's basically trading, but for your tuners, because obviously you run Dragon type tuners. So sometimes if the trading might not be helpful if you only have tuners in your hand, so this can help. Now hear me out. This is a weird one, but Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This is kind of like a Nebula Dragon in a sort of way. Trust me, this is card's kind of sleeper. If you haven't tried it, you should try this. Put it in your Blue Eyes deck and just tell me how you like it. I took it out, but it is a cool little card you can try. Next up, this is kind of a 2-card combo. So you need Sage and a Mausoleum of White. And then when you use Sage, you search out your Maiden. And then you pop your Mausoleum White in the field zone. And then you can combo off a Maiden with Eyes of Blue. So this is a cool little combo. You can put these in your deck as well. Another alternative combo line to go down. So you can check that out. Next, we got some extra decks. So this obviously Blue Eyes alternative Ultimate Dragon. Once again, you could also run Neo. You got Vermilion Dragon Mate. This card's really good. Honestly, I think I might take this out for this, but either way, this card is very good. I will check it out. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now Ancient Fairy Dragon's at 1. You can test with it. I don't think it'll be too crazy, but you can get this out with Spirit. So that's always something to look out for. With Axel Synchron and Jet Synchron, hear me out. Sage of Eyes of Blue and Dictator of D can make Axel Synchron. And obviously you got the Jet Synchron in there because of that. So it's got some potential. I've seen some people use it. But yeah, and then we've got number 107. So obviously you're running normal Tachyon. You can put this in the deck as well. I don't think there's enough space for it, but it's not a bad shout if you do. And then finally, we've got the Galaxy Eye Cypher package. Very good package. Unfortunately, I think some of the other XYZs are better. But if you do prefer this package over like the Dragbouillon package, then be my guest to run the Galaxy Cypher package. But anyway, boys, that. A few other things that I would suggest you checking out is Bestials. I'll put them on the screen for you here. The problem is this is very, very expensive, as Libellion is £50 per copy, and you probably want 3 of those. So personally, I don't run them in this deck, but you can run Bestial Blue Eyes. And another good variation that I've seen some people run is actually branded Blue Eyes. I haven't personally checked out myself, but those are some other options. But anyway, boys, that is the deck profile. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the outro. But anyway, boys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. I didn't do a combo at the end of this video because we're kind of getting long already. And I feel like a lot of people already know how to combo with Blue Eyes. It's quite a popular deck. But if you do want to see a combo video of Blue Eyes, I'll be more than happy to show you. Literally, if I get one comment asking for a Blue Eyes White Dragon combo video, I'll give one to you. So don't think that I've just screwed you over there. Because if you want it, I'll give it to you. That sounded wrong. Alright, don't think of it like that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Gave you my suggestions, gave you my deck profile. If you do have any other maybe problems with my deck profile or any recommendations that you think that works well with Blue Eyes, just put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm always down for criticism. And as well as that, any of my other profiles, if you want combo videos for those, if you've seen those, feel free. Anyway, boys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.